To access all full body language breakdown videos in entirety, hours upon hours, click the link in the description to take you through to the Patreon. Thanks. Everyday superpower, we talk body language, relationships, human dynamics, everything in between. Let me put you on game, yeah? If you're joining me just now, you're going to learn some great information. Currently, we're going down this line of women who have selected who their crush is. Over on the other side, we've got a line of men, and alongside that, they're declaring what their icks are, so what turns them off when it comes to men. What a great conversation to have when it comes to learning about attraction and repulsion. So, me personally, if you're just joining me now, I'd recommend you start from the start. In the comment section, there'll be a link to the playlist that will allow you to do so, but let's jump straight in. So we've seen the reasoning between number 1 and number 2. We're moving on to lady number 3. Now, let's see what's going on.
Somewhere else out there.
Okay.
And she will be hearing from me.
Oh. Getting a call.
My biggest ick is definitely someone that can't accept change.
My biggest ick is someone who can't accept change. You as a man now are going to be thinking, man, but I like patterns. Man, I like to be cool, calm, confident, relaxed, and have consistency. Me too, brother. But the thing is, without a degree of spontaneity, you're not going to whisk this woman up into the dreamland she wishes to reside within. Because we have different brains, yes? If you can't surprise, if you can't be spontaneous, if you can't act and break the chain to some degree from time to time to time, to varying degrees, she's going to get bored of you. Is she going to cheat on you? I don't know. It could very possibly lead to that, so I want to emphasize that, because the grass is always greener, and when you're not exciting, and when you don't manufacture some degree of drama that you can both enjoy in your life, she's going to look to the next man who's got the potential of doing so. Do you know why? Because he engages with her. He makes her anxious. He makes her excited. He's unknown, unlike you, who works in a pattern. You're understandable. I know your next step. Man, my biological pull towards you is based upon the fact I want to procreate with you. And if I need to procreate, I need you in the life of this child for 18 years from here on in. And she might say, I don't want kids. It's irrelevant, right? Biological attraction is for a purpose, and that's procreation. So she's pulled towards you for that particular reason. And when you are boring and understood to the deepest depths of all of your capabilities within the space of however long, she could be in a 20-year relationship with you, mate. The bottom line is, when she understands you fully and when you're boring, her body is going to be like, I don't want 18 years of him being in my life from here on, because that's what's going to be a necessity animalistically for you to look after that child, at least, you know? I mean, the years are up for debate. I say 18 to speak on the socially acceptable degree you need to be in the child's life. But you need to be in that child's life to ensure that it develops fully for a fair amount of time, right? So she's going to be turned off by you, because unconscious to her, there's going to be a trigger in your normality, in your comfort. Like, this is where it gets a bit backwards, because any logical man would say, well, surely living comfortably and having a calm, drama-free life where we know what we're doing and where we're going is like perfect. But that's not the case. Because she'll think, her unconscious animalistic brain is going to think, I'm going to be bored 18 years down the line. I can't stick 18 years down the line. I already get him. I already understand him. I'm bored. When you play your video games and you've completed it once, you can play it again twice as easy. You know where you're going, what you're going. It's not going to be as exciting. When you watch a film the second time over, the third, fifth, 10th time over, it gets less and less exciting than that initial time, because you know what's around the corner, you know the highs and lows, and you know the limitations and the boundaries of that which you're experiencing. Pay attention.
There's always change, but if you can't accept that change and you want it always the same, that's definitely an ick to me.
That's definitely an ick. I said on an earlier video when an advertisement popped up, men, if you have the possibility, because it was an advertisement for products, Black Friday or whatever it is, I said, don't fall for the sales, don't fall for the material. If you can be a creator, be a creator. Because if you're not a creator, you're a consumer. If you're not a pimp, you're a trick, right? There can't be creators without consumers. There can't be pimps without tricks. There can't be generals without soldiers. There's a duality here, and both serve purpose in their own right. I would say, confidently, that the vast majority of men who come across this, who have watched this channel, are consumers, are followers, are subordinates. Because that's just the way the world is, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But she wants you to create. Not to stay stable, not to continue residing within the same space. She needs a creative in order to stimulate her feminine fascination and vast imagination. Click like and subscribe for that. Let's go.
We want to grow.
Yes, grow, become a better person of yourself.
Grow, become a better person of yourself, not to be confused with self-help. Yes, we're talking about actual practical development, actual investment within one's intelligence, yes, and application of that intelligence, yes, practicality, yes, applied knowledge is power, not knowledge is power, applied knowledge is power, pay attention. And power is, who was it who said it? Schopenhauer, power is an aphrodisiac.
And I chose number 10.
My guy. Mouth wide open, shocked, didn't expect it, showcasing a low perceived self-value. I can't believe a woman would have chose me. How shocking. Pay attention to what these messages you're sending out represent. She says that's all. She don't mean it. Do you know why she doesn't mean it? Because look at the motion of the head. The head says no. Look. Look. That's all? Right. Well, I don't believe you. And if you were on a date and the woman before you says that's all, call her out on it. Say, nah, I think you're hiding something else. And even if she, doesn't want to talk no more, say, no. But deep inside of her, she knows she's been seen. And that might stir a little bit of discomfort within her. But she knows that the man before her, sees the real her. And let me tell you, through experience, that's the man you want to be, because that's exciting. How anxiety-inducing for a woman to be read like a book by the man that sits before her. We can't create attraction, seduction without obstacles. How do we create obstacles? Via anxiety, through a little fright from time to time, in an enticing way, of course, through anxiety-inducing excitement that stimulates the brain and sends a shiver up and down the spine.
Okay.
Once again, if you don't engage with those emotions, what are you? You're understood, you're boring. They don't want boring people. Why is she always with the bad guy? Why is she attracted to the knobhead, man? All he does is makes her feel bad. Yeah, because he engages with her emotionally. And whether you like it or not, that's a deeper degree of level than you engaging with her in a masculine logical space. She sees him through a lens of someone who has a degree of power because he engages with her on an emotive basis. And he probably doesn't even know he's doing it. It's his natural character. Pay attention.
I think a big ick, like what she said, was conversation. I need you to hold a conversation, especially.
Well, do you know what's funny, right? And I'm one for this as well, because I'll say, I've got my own jingles and jangles, but what I heard prior to her even stating her ick being in relation to communication and conversation is that she's just got all these filler words like, and when you're just liking and liking, you sound stupid.
A big ick, like what she said was conversation. I need you to hold a conversation, especially since I'm like a very talkative person.
Now pay attention, we're going to discuss this. She needs you to engage in conversation. Okay? This conversation is what we discuss on this channel. Human communication. Educate yourself. Find an interest that is of a deeper level than what most are fascinated in, but actually speaks to your soul, speaks to your inner child, that creative sense. Pursue it. Find the offshoot topics and relationship as far as how it applies in the world, the metaphorical value, right? Go from there and develop this fathom of understanding and perception that is different to the general populace, because you don't get and garner your information from a documentary that's trending on Netflix. You garner your information from books that go to a deeper level about particular topics you're fascinated in, that you can apply into the world, and you need to understand that you want to be able to apply it to the world. So let's say I'm passionate about history, which I'm not, but I'm a guy who's I'm playing as a guy who's passionate about history right now, and I read a lot of history books because I find it fascinating. Would it not make sense for me to want to establish a business within this realm in due time? So to be able to monetize that which you are passionate about not only inspires a drive and a spur for you to continue educating yourself above and beyond the masses, but it creates applicable, powerful knowledge that she's going to find enticing, because she's not going to just see you as a brain box who has got no way of expressing this in the material sense in the real world. Okay?
Either attentive listening.
And we're speaking about conversation here. So when you're well read, you broaden your vocabulary. What happens when you broaden your vocabulary? You speak and you're more direct and concentrated in what you mean to yourself via the conscious mind. Do you have a self-talk? Do you speak to yourself in your own conscious mind? If you do so, imagine if you broaden your vocabulary. You can formulate better thinking. You don't only communicate with her better, but you communicate with yourself better. And when you communicate with yourself better, you make better movements, you engage better across the board, you're more understanding, you fathom the depths of what you see and what you perceive tenfold, 20-fold, 100-fold. And when you communicate just the slightest insight of the depth of your understanding to this woman, she's going to think, whoa. The last person I went on a date with spoke about what their friends were doing, what footballers were doing, and what they were watching on Netflix. But my guy is actually going out there with the drive and the ambition and the desire to make something of himself via that which speaks to his soul. What a character I have before me. Pay attention.
Listening, or like be able to like feed off. But
listen as well.
I'm like a very
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what she just said.
talkative person. Either attentive listening.
Attentive listening. What did girl number 2 turn her about? She didn't choose any of the guys. She said, my therapist. What does a therapist do? A therapist listens. Sigmund Freud, right? All of his clientele were falling in love with him, projecting the father figure upon Sigmund Freud. Why? Because he didn't say much. He sat back and listened, allowed them to project their wants and needs and desires upon this archetype that sat before them, such as the actors on the Hollywood screen, who nobody knows with much depth, right? They just see them as actors on a screen, and in doing so, they project their own wants and desires upon them. Oh my God, Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic. Oh my God, Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh my God, I want Captain Jack Sparrow. Oh my God, I want so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. They project their own wants and desires upon this canvas because they're not understood to a fine degree like most mundane people in the world are. She wants somebody who listens just as much as somebody who converses. That means when you hear an inflection in the tone of her voice, you can say, you pose that like a question. Is there something going on there? When she leaves out particular words or speaks in a particular manner which might be a little bit separate to how she normally communicates. You pick up on that and you converse about that. Oh, well, what does this matter? Am I giving too much attention to one? Well, if you wish to have children, you want to identify if that child is safe and sound when they come back from school and communicate with you, right? This is above and beyond attracting women. But it all interlinks to the same foundational ground, because that woman's going to come to you and not only see that you understand her, but the young child inside of her who never got understood by her parents is going to be screaming in celebration. I'm putting you on game. Let's keep going.
Or like be able to like feed
Click like and subscribe.
off. But also if you're a Chiefs fan, because I go for the Niners and I chose football.
I thought she said cheese. I was going to talk about halloumi for a second. We're talking sports now. I don't care to support no other man who doesn't acknowledge my existence. Nah, fuck that off.
Boo Chiefs, by the way.
Okay.
Let's keep on moving. I'll see you on the next video, yeah? Thank you for watching. You can watch all body language breakdown videos, hours on hours of content, including the game I can't give here, via the Patreon. The link is in the description.